Because I'm telling you, the second you have a lot of money, whatever that you think that a lot of money is, you're gonna realize you're not gonna do much with it. And you're like, man, if I had more money, I could do this.
How do you not pay any taxes from crypto profits?
So with your crypto profits, you can offset the taxes by losses or investment credits in another investment. So we have a green energy fund. So if you invest $100,000 into this fund, you can get $200,000 off of your earned income. This is based off of IRS rules. So if you made $100,000 profit, you invested $50,000 into this green energy fund, you could get $100,000 off of your income. You get it? Same thing with our crypto mining fund. With a crypto mining fund, you invest $65,000. With the current plan we're working on, you can get $130,000 worth of mining equipment, and you would be able to get $130,000 off of your income. This way you can basically roll. It's not a actual 1031 exchange, but it would function similarly to where your profits over here are being washed by your losses or your write-offs in a separate business. And that's what I do for my clients through my tax company, as we strategize how we can set up all these different moving parts and all these different LLCs where I made a bunch of money in this LLC. How can I find a way to invest so I can get a tax write-off from this other LLC to wash the profit of this LLC? And it just becomes a game of constantly reinvesting and different tax strategies. That's how when Trump says he only paid $750 in taxes, he didn't avoid paying taxes. What he did is when he was making money over here, he invested it into another business that that offers tax credits that the government is offering. So for example, Trump does a lot of construction. Well, you can do construction into a low-income housing. If you do low-income housing construction, you get lots of tax credits from the government. The government is gonna give you basically a write-off, but actually it's not a write-off, it's even better. It's a tax credit. So if you owed $1 million, they can give you $1 million tax credit so you don't owe them anything because you did them a favor. You help the country by providing low-income housing. And because low-income housing is less profitable, they're giving you an incentive to do it. Hey, we know you're gonna make less money, but in return, we're gonna give you tax credits to help justify this decision. So it's a way where if a person's not paying a low tax bill and they're doing it ethically, they're providing lots of value to the country. Jobs, housing, different construction, different things that they need for buildings, or research and development. You're coming up with a new drug, you're building a new app, you're spending money on something that's gonna be benefiting society, either immediately or over time.
Would you do a straight refi or cash out refi right now, and how much cash is good to do?
How much cash is good?
$1 million.
Not even, bro. I said this a long time ago. I said, if you gave me a $10 billion loan, I would take it. If you gave me at a good interest rate, have as much money as possible. The more you have, the more you can do. Because I'm telling you, the second you have a lot of money, whatever that you think that a lot of money is, you're gonna realize you're not gonna do much with it. And you're like, man, if I had more money, I could do this. So what do? Cash out refi my house to 70 to 80% to get a low interest rate, fixed 30-year mortgage. Then I get a home equity line of credit for the other 20 to 30%. I'm at 100% loan to value. That's under 6% usually. And now I take all the excess cash on that refinance and I invest it in assets that I get 15+% return. That's what I do. And I'm making from 3 to 15 is 12% on that spread. And from 6 to 15 is a 9% spread on that money. So basically that is how I'm getting my money to work for me. That equity that's in your home is trapped. It's not doing anything for you. If you have a $100,000 home and you have no loan on it, the home could go up, let's just say, a 5% appreciation a year. You made $5,000 in appreciation. If you had a $100,000 home with a $100,000 loan, that same home is only getting 5% appreciation, $5,000 a year. Now, if you took a loan out on that property for, let's just say 70% loan to value at under 3%, that $70,000 is also, if you're investing properly, put out in the market, returning a 15% IRR. Now you're making 15% annualized on your money that cost you 3% to borrow. You're making 12% on that money. The difference between your income and your expense, for your profit and your cost, that 12% is money working for you. Now you're not working for your money. If you say, I agree with Robert Kiyosaki, and you say, I don't want a loan on my house, then you don't agree with Robert Kiyosaki. You don't agree with the concept of having your money work for you. It's not to be, it's just period. It's not to be hurtful. It's just the facts. You got to accept them. I also thought pay off your home when I started. And then as I studied more and more and more and understood the financial system, it made no sense. Why would I? It really doesn't add up. Unless I'm like 65, 70 years old, then I can be like, all right, pay off your house, but you shouldn't pay off anything else. Everything else should be levered with a specific strategy and order, right? So there is strategy is important. Building a multifamily home versus investing in already built one. Depends. You have to do a cost basis analysis, right? Like if you're gonna buy a piece of land and build a multi-unit property, what's it gonna cost you? In the same neighborhood where there's currently one available, and if you remodeled that one, what's it gonna cost you? Now you figured out the cost, then you can figure out, well, is insurance gonna be cheaper on the new building compared to this one? Certain things like that, right? Now, the next point is, it's usually really hard to get a multi-unit, build a new multi-unit in a really good area. You have to buy what's existing there. That's what I've seen. Two, having an existing multi-unit in that same area, it's kind of difficult to get a brand new one built, right? Like it's, usually they don't like that. They want to build single family homes. They say they want to have more units being built. They say they want to make housing available to people. But the reality is they're just talking out of both sides of their mouth. They say that, but they don't do it. Because we've given them opportunity to say, hey, there's a fourplex here. Let us build another fourplex. And the city says, no, we want a single family home. Well, how are we going to make affordable housing when the dirt costs $350,000? When we build a single family home, the rule is normally 3 times of whatever the dirt is. So if the dirt's $350,000, that means you're going to be building a house for $1,050,000. How's that affordable housing? Now, if the dirt's $350,000 and you let me build a fourplex, I can try to build one for $1,050,000 or $1,001,000, $1,002,000. Divide that by 4, that's $300,000 a door. Now we could be renting out 3-bed, 2-baths, 2-bed, 2-baths at, $2,000 a month, compared to, obviously having a $1,050,000 house that no one's really renting that. They're going to be living in it in their home, which rentable value for something like that is like $8,000 a month, $7,000 a month. Not very affordable. So they're not logical. They say one thing, but they don't actually practice what they're saying. They don't actually help you accomplish that goal. Unfortunate.
Do you recommend starting a development company to own all properties if I wanted to start building multifamily homes, storage units, etc., or have it all under my own name? Do you recommend starting a development company?
No to both. No to both. 1, it should not be in your name. 2, it should not be all under one company. That's wrong. And if you guys are talking about investing $100,000, you definitely need to get advice. I have a company. We can set up a consultation call. But if you're going to invest $100,000 or even $10,000, you don't want to do that and expose yourself to a lot of risk. Especially some people I'm talking to, They have millions of dollars that they're investing. And the way they set things up is scary because in that example, if you have a development company, you have all of your assets in there, that's just as bad as having all the property in your personal name.
Why?
Because for example, say you
put all your eggs in one basket.
basically you put all your eggs in one basket. So like for example, and there's different type of ownership. There's active ownership and there's passive ownership. Also should be in separate entities. There's active businesses and passive businesses, different entities. So I have a business that owns my building, another business that is working in the building, and then I have other businesses that own the interest in those businesses. So just that example, I have at least 4 businesses, 4 LLCs that function differently. That some are treated as 1120S, some different treated as 1065, depending on their function. So, it's not all black and white.